Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Game Hounds. Game Hounds Happy Endings coming to you on March 19th, 2014. I am Holy Goalie, and today I'm joined by the Nick DiNicola.
I am the Nick.
The Nick.
Any other Nick is just an imitation.
No, it is. It's like you're the Nick. You can get cloned many times, but you are the Nick.
Yep, I was the first.
You were the first. You were the the original. That's a good way of putting that. So, hello everybody who's tuning in today. Edie Sellers, by the way, is away on assignment. Oh no! Why is everybody clapping? That's just so not right. That's just, you guys are terrible here in the studio audience. Terrible. But yeah, Edie is handling some things today, so she put the guys in charge today. Or at least one guy. That'd be me. So anyway, Nick, let's just hit what we're playing before we get to some news. What have you been playing with on your video game stuff?
I've been putting lots and lots of time into Dark Souls 2.
Really? Okay. I'm kind of wondering about that. Let me tell me about Dark Souls 2.
So, I finally had about a week ago, maybe day after we recorded last time, that was kind of the quintessential Dark Souls 2 moment that makes that game so much fun. Is that I was trying to beat this boss because there's a lot of bosses. And it was just kicking my ass every single time I tried it. And the thing about that game is that every time you die, you lose a little bit of your maximum health down to half of your health. You don't lose it permanently because you can use an item to make yourself human again and regain all that health. But, I had died a lot of times, so I was trying to fight this boss with half health by myself, and I was just getting my ass kicked. So finally, I thought, okay, I'm going to use one of these rare items to make myself human. I'm going to get all my health back. And when you're human, you can summon in other players to help you. So I summoned in one guy, and then I still saw a bunch of signs on the ground. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try to summon in another guy. And it worked. So I got three of us rolling together. I go fight the boss, and we just steamroll him. It was incredibly easy. Not only because I had way more health, but because I had these two other people attacking him. And all of a sudden, it's just oh my God. I felt like, okay, I can take on the world. So then I went to go fight another boss that had been kicking my ass. And so me and this one other guy went into the fight. And as I run up and start hacking at the boss, he just kind of runs past me to the other side of the arena. I'm like, what the hell? Is he not going to fight? What is going on here? Goddamn people. So I keep fighting the boss. And then all of a sudden, this telephone pole-sized spike comes flying out of the side of the screen and misses me and the boss. And I think, what the fuck is that? I look over and the other guy is sitting next to a ballista, a giant, massive crossbow. And I'm like, oh, I get it. Okay. So I start kind of circling around the boss, get him into position. The other guy shoots one of those poles at him, kills him in one hit.
No, really?
Yep. And I thought, oh my God, this is awesome. And that is what Dark Souls 2 is the combat is difficult, satisfying, but very difficult because you get hurt a lot.
No, is this you were playing with somebody else in a co-op?
No, it's a single-player game.
So you conjured up somebody? Is that what it was? Or you got an NPC or something?
Yeah. So you can, only when you're human, you can summon other people into the game. But you can't talk to them. You can just kind of do MMO gestures. And then as soon as a boss is dead, they disappear. So, I'm only playing with these guys for 5 minutes at most. But, that's what's so satisfying about the game is that, you kind of go through it on your own, and then you get to a point where you're I can't do this by myself. I need help. And when you call in help, you feel like a badass because you can just, like I said, steamroll over these bosses that
nice.
was so difficult when you're by yourself. But at the same time, to make yourself human and give yourself the ability to summon them, it takes this rare item. So you can't do that all the time. So you're always kind of balancing this, like, okay, I want to try it by myself one more time just to see if I can do it. And then, you know, if you fail a couple times, it's like, okay, I always have the ability to fall back on calling for help. And I think that helps alleviate a lot of the potential frustration with it because, yeah, if you get to a boss that is kicking your ass, you know, as long as you have one of these items with you, you can call in help. You can get people to help you.
I thought about checking that out, but I just if it's like a Mortal Kombat type of game where you're always just fighting, I'm really not good at those or really into those. And the whole dying over and over and over and over tends to make for a sad goalie, you know?
Yeah, you are dying a lot. Like, that is inevitable. It's not Mortal Kombat type fighting. It's a third-person action game. Think like God of War, but much slower paced. But
okay.
yeah, it's very combat focused. And the first achievement that you'll get, you get it as soon as you die once, and it's called This is Dark Souls. And it's pretty great when it comes up because you'll just be running along, fight a guy, he swipes you, kills you one hit, and it's like, oh shit, this is Dark Souls. And it's kind of a good way of emphasizing what the game is about.
Really? Okay. I kind of get it now.
You will die.
I knew. Maybe if I know that going in, I can deal with it a little bit better than if I'm not. So what else you been doing besides the Dark Souls?
I played these two iPhone games called by the same company. One is called Year Walk, and the other is called Device 6.
Okay.
And they're pretty cool iPhone games. Year Walk, they're really different though, but kind of similar. Like Year Walk is this horror game. Maybe not horror. It's very spooky. And like the art is just real spooky, and especially for an iPhone game, to be that spooky and unsettling is surprisingly effective.
How do you like playing games on the iPhone? I found that I had some fun in the beginning, but you're really limited because of the screen size to really what you can do and what you can enjoy. How are you finding playing games on the iPhone?
It all depends on the game. Like, I think UWalk and Device 6 are good because they really limit what's on the screen. They're essentially point-and-click adventures. And there's never a lot on the screen at one time. I mean, especially with Year Walk, it's a point-and-click adventure where you're mostly wandering around this snowy woods at night. And if you come across something, it's usually just one thing on the screen you can interact with. And then you're just swiping to move around. So the screen isn't very busy. And I think that helps a lot because I've played some games that just kind of try to stick a lot on the screen, and it's impossible to play. Yeah.
I find that there were some games I tried to play, and even on the iPad, and you needed to touch the screen, and your fingers just got in the way, and you couldn't see what was going on. So I agree. Depending on the game, it really determines whether the game is fun on the iPhone.
Yeah. Device 6, I think, is particularly great for the iPhone because it's really more of like an interactive text adventure. Okay. Because it's all text-based. Well, mostly text-based. There's a few pictures and puzzles, but like the text is presented on screen kind of like what the layout of the environment is. So the story is basically you play this woman who kind of wakes up in this area that she doesn't know, this like weird island, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. So at first she's in this building, and as she walks down a hallway, the text is presented as just like a single sentence or like a single line. So, you scroll a lot through the screen because it's just this one line that kind of goes off to the right for a long time to emphasize that you're walking through a long hall. And then if you get to an intersection that splits off like a T, the text will split off like a T, where one sentence will be going off one direction and another sentence will be going off the other. And you've got to twist the phone, left, right, up, or down in order to actually read it properly and then scroll through it. So it's pretty great because the screen is never very busy because you're not really tapping things on the screen. You're mostly just reading, and you're reading in a way that, like, you have to move the device. You have to twist it all around in your hand, so you can't really do that with the computer.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. Now, does the text break off and into different trees, like, and go in different directions for the story, or is it?
No, it's mostly just like one story. The text mostly is just kind of like the environment, and then you just scroll through it and look for clues to get to a puzzle at the end. Because, like, each chapter is kind of one environment, and when you get to the end, there's like a little puzzle, and so you just scroll back through the text, looking for clues to what this puzzle is.
Okay.
It's a neat effect.
Yeah, sometimes it is. It's probably hard to describe, but it sounds like it could be really
Yeah.
fun.
It's the kind of thing that is really tough to describe, but if you just, like, watch one video of it, it instantly snaps. You're like, okay, I get it.
Sweet. Let me see. The only thing I've really been playing is South Park Stick of Truth. Still.
Oh.
Yeah, I finished the main quest, so I guess I finished it, and I'm going back and I'm picking off some of the side quests. The game actually grew on me the more I played it. When I first started, I was a little lost. It was turn-based, something I'm not really used to, and so it was like, why am I going to press the A button 3 times to attack? I thought that was kind of silly. But once you get used to the combat and leveling up and doing whatever, it started to make sense. They did a horrible job with the tutorials in this game. I think I mentioned that before. That just
that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, and not only was it difficult to get through them, but just they didn't, like the bumper buttons do different things. Like the left bumper buttons has 4 options, and the right bumper button has 4 options, and they didn't really spell that out very good. At least I didn't pick up on it. If they did spell it out, and but you kind of get used to it. So I thought the learning curve was quite steep, especially for a South Park game. But boy, as far as a South Park game, they nailed it. They hit it right out of the park. It's I've been listening to a lot of other shows and write-ups and reviews, and I got to agree, this has got to be the best interpretation of a movie or a TV show in a video game. Because how, like, you maybe you've played a James Bond or a Resident Evil or anything that's been a movie and then they made a video game out of, and it's okay. This is how to do it. This is so true to South Park that it's unbelievable. There was no stone left unturned. There was, everything that was in there was in South Park in one way or another, and they stayed true to its roots and true to the characters, and it was just so phenomenal to play. In fact, I played more of it today. I was playing Thief, and I saw Edie was playing Thief too, and she said the same thing that I did. It's like, yeah, it's okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just it's.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's not one of these games you're dying to go play. It's like, well, okay, the disc is in. I guess I'll play it. And I tried to play it a little bit more the other day, and I'm kind of getting bored with it. I liked it at first, and then I was just, it's just not doing it for me right now. So I kind of backed off a Thief and fired up to 360 and did the South Park things. I highly recommended. Although there is a learning curve, just so everybody knows, and the tutorials are horrible. But 95% of the game is awesome, and I'm still going around the town trying to find a few things. But it was pretty fun for an RPG and for Skyrim, so highly recommended. Let's see again. I played a little bit of Thief. Yeah, whatever. I'm still waiting for some games to come out this month. Strike Suit Zero is supposed to come out, and a few other games are inching closer to releasing in the spring. So I'm kind of just biding my time until some of these other games I really want to play come out. I haven't done much on the PC. I think I told the story last week of my laptop that busted, and then I kind of fixed it.
Yeah.
I got a couple of funny replies about that. So there's a couple of people that sent me Twitter messages or, would mention me in Twitter. Gamer Goalie is my Twitter. Game Hounds is the show's Twitter. And Thursday Nick is Nick's Twitter. But yeah, a couple people sent it over to Gamer Goalie on Twitter, and they were just like, they were laughing and about my my dog story with the tech support, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad you guys are all enjoying my misery.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So to speak, but that's how it went down. It really did. I got the guy on the phone, and the dog wouldn't stop barking. I mean, somebody came to the house, and he just went nuts and just wouldn't stop. And whoever didn't leave. I don't know if he was knocking on the door or what he was doing, but this dog didn't stop the entire time. And oh my gosh, yeah, just add to my stress. So
there's just someone standing out there the whole time. He knows when someone is on the call with tech support. Yeah, he just goes and stands in front of the house. That
must be it. Unbelievable. But then my other dog almost died on Saturday.
What?
My big husky. Yeah, my 10-year-old husky. I get up in the morning to go to work, and she's walking real funny out back with her tail down. And, like, she was trying to go to the bathroom, but, like, she couldn't. And I was like, okay, this is not good. This is not good at all, So I told the wife, I said, well, get her to the vet right away. So she got her to the vet at, like, 9 a.m. Saturday. And they gave her an x-ray, and she had kidney stones. Oh, huge kidney stones. And one of them had lodged in her urethra, and she couldn't pee.
Oh.
And her bladder was twice the size it should have been.
Oh, my God.
And it was ready to explode. Wow. Yeah, they said if it exploded, she's dead. And so we brought her in. They did emergency surgery because they had to physically go in, drain the bladder, and then take all the kidney stones out and find the one that was blocking it. So they did find the blockage, and then they sewed her all back up. And I was like, holy cow. Yeah, and they said, yep. They didn't give us a time. I'm glad they didn't tell us, like, oh, not an hour she would have died. I don't want to hear that. But she said, she said, yeah, if you waited much longer, then, she dies. Because if you can't go to the bathroom, then you die,
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's good that you picked that up when you did.
Yeah, because I just thinking, geez, what if we went away for the weekend and somebody else was just kind of watching her? Because this is just a fluke. This is not a known problem. This come out of nowhere, that she had kidney stones and one dislodged and clogged her, from going to the bathroom. So I mean, I'm just so glad that we were both here. Because I said, something, because she was whining all night, and so we got up early with her. I was like, okay, she's not right. Let's get her to the vet because, this is not good. But yeah, so they, they went in, they saved her, and she had a rough couple of days, but now she's back to normal. Took her for a nice little walk today, and she seems to be back to normal now. And they said that she'd be back to normal. So this is just one of those real fluky things, But boy, yeah, that's kind of capping off a long winter over here, where it's still in the 20s. Here we are, turning the corner into April, and I'm still going to work in single digits in the morning, and then the afternoons might get up to 30 or so, but oh man, I tell you, it's just, and it's funny, you turn on the news and it's like, oh, record colds again today, it's 10 degrees below normal. It's like, yeah, I know. So you'd think there'd be a lot of video game playing, but because it's been so cold, but there just hasn't.
There's just always something else to do.
Yeah, there's always there's so many tragedies going on between the cold and just, issues I've dealt with. So bad winter for the goalie. Holy cow, the 2013-14 winter, I'll never forget. It's just been long. It started in November. Here it is, March, and it's just showing no signs of ending. It's really not.
Well, at least it should be ending. I mean, it is spring. It's entering spring.
I'm worried about you guys coming out here to PAX East. I mean, because you guys are due out here in about 3 weeks. I'm looking at my calendar. 1, 2, 3 weeks you guys are due out here. And they're not calling for a big warm spell. I know one year you guys come out and it was, 60 or 70 degrees out here. It was beautiful. I don't know, last year you come out, it was snowing because I remember Kelly Brown from the Married Gamer said, oh, I got to see snow.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, well, it's actually later this year. I think last year was in March. This year it's the second week of April, I believe. So the chances of seeing snow are a lot less this year. But boy, yeah, unless we get a huge warm-up spell, you guys are going to be cold out here.
We're going to hop on the plane in, T-shirts and shorts, and then we're going to leave the plane bundled up in pants and jackets.
You better hope that they have some PAX East sweaters and scarves left. They say, you'd think, how many years have we been doing this PAX East, and they sell out of scarves on the first day. Wouldn't you maybe order a few more scarves for the next year? Because every time we get in there, they're gone.
Yeah.
I get in there Friday at noon, they're gone. So I don't.
Well, that's a good thing about PAX this year is that we've got the hotel that's attached to the convention center. So once we get to that hotel, we don't ever have to go outside.
Yeah, as long as the hotel has food and drinks, you guys are set.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out something. I might have a hookup there as well. I'm not going to say anything yet, but I might be staying near you guys if all works out. Yeah. Just kind of happened to fall in my lap. I won't know. I actually won't know till a week before, which is kind of scary. But because otherwise I got to drive in. If I got to drive in and out, then I probably won't be in more than a couple of times because just getting in and out of there is just ridiculous. But if I can stay there, then I can stay the weekend and we can do what we did last year, which was a lot of fun. Doing the whole Spreaker thing and going out afterwards and seeing some friends and reporting on the show and the whole bit. And like I say, if we're attached to it, I can maybe bring the iPad or something and write some things to the website and whatever. Just make a good weekend out of it. So that, again, that's PAX East in Boston coming up. I believe that's April 11th, 12th, and 13th this year. So stay tuned for coverage on that. Let's see, what else is going on here as far as anything before we get to the news? Anything else you want to...
Anything else I played? I didn't play any more Fire Emblem just because Dark Souls kind of took up all my time.
What are you playing Dark Souls on?
360.
Okay.
It's actually been nice going back to the 360 because, yeah, man, I love that controller. That controller is so much fun.
I actually like the PS4 controller much better.
Oh, really?
I do. Yep.
I could see that. That's fair.
When I grab the 360 controller, it feels really small now. Like my hands are really close together, whereas it's a little more relaxed in the PS4. PS3, I hate that controller.
Yeah.
But the PS4 is nice. I imagine the Xbox One. I've only had that in my hand once, twice. But
I'm kind of looking forward to PAX just so I can finally hold that controller.
Yeah, it is going to be fun to see some of these things, and I've been getting a lot of emails on Evolve too. I hope they have some demos for Evolve.
There, I don't know anything about that, but yeah.
Yeah, and the Sniper Elite 3, I think I got an email on too. I want to check out. So there's a whole bunch of things at PAX I want to check out, and it was going to be interesting. Now, remember last year we had the whole indie section at PAX East and Octodad and. Outlast, and look, they're all coming to PS4, so I'm really interested to see what's in the indie section this year to see what else might come.
I'm definitely glad because last year we played a lot of the indie games for like iPhone and iPad, and I couldn't play any of them. It was like, I get to play them at PAX, and then forget about them.
Yeah, I actually got the Nun Attack. I got the Nun Attack on my iPod. That's fun. I don't know if it was the iPad or iPhone. Yeah, that was a good one.
That was cool.
But yeah, I remember playing Outlast, and then I got it on the PS4, and it's good. I haven't gone back to it yet, but
Yeah.
But yeah, so some good things there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have at PAX East there. But anyway, all right, you want to roll into the news?
Sure.
All right, this is the Game Hounds News, Views, and News Review with Nick DiNicola, Holy Goalie, and no Henrietta Hippo today. And if she listens to this, she is so going to kill us. But anyway, let me get one of the things that's been going on is everybody's asking me at the hockey rink, on email, on Facebook, hey, have you played Titanfall yet? No! No! I have not played Titanfall. All right, I don't have
Titanfall.
I don't have an Xbox One. Everybody knows I don't. Okay, and it's not out for the 360 yet, and they just delayed it a couple of weeks, didn't they?
Yep. That's unfortunate because I wanted to rent it for 360 for a while, but yeah, they keep pushing that back.
So yeah, what's the deal with that?
I think they just want to encourage people to get the Xbox One version.
Really? Do you think they're playing the game?
I think so. I'm basing that on absolutely nothing. I have no proof, no evidence of any kind whatsoever. but I'll say that. That's my claim.
Now, I've heard the reviews are ridiculously mixed for Titanfall.
Really, I've heard a lot of good reviews.
I've
generally gotten really
I've heard some people just absolutely love it, and then I've heard some people say it's okay, but I'm already bored with it. And then I've heard some people say it didn't come anywhere as close to the hype, and it's not gonna, quote, save the Xbox One. This is not the great game for the Xbox One. So I've heard all three stories. It's been great, it's been meh, and it's just not fun at all. So, I guess it all depends on what camp you're in. But even at the hockey rink last night, I had some guys. One guy's like, "Oh, it's the best game ever," and I got one guy saying, "I was bored after 3 hours." So, yeah, so now it's, and I guess someone said too that it's more fun not playing in the Titan. I guess what happens is these Titans come in, like the mech gets called in. So you're a human running around, and then the mech comes in. And I guess you can jump in. Like I said, I haven't played it, but that's what I've heard. You can jump in the mech. And they said it's more fun not being in the mech, is what I heard.
I can see that because I've watched a lot of people play it. And when you're the person, you can jump around. Like, you've got this jetpack. So, you're playing Call of Duty with a jetpack. So you're jumping on walls. You're wall jumping everywhere. You're really, maneuverable. And then you get in a Titan, and you can't do any of that. So I could see how people would have more fun as a person than in a Titan.
Yeah, so that's just what I'm hearing. I really don't have any interest in playing it. I mean, if I had an Xbox One, I probably would, but I don't know. Whatever. So anyway, go ahead.
Speaking of Titanfall, I saw a news story that at least in the UK, the sales of the Xbox 360 increased like 70%. And a lot of that they credit for the Titanfall bundle. So at least in the UK, it has done a lot to help the Xbox One. I don't think we'll know what's going on here, though, until the end of the month.
Well, it's funny because I listened to a couple of other shows, and one of them's like heavily PlayStation orientated, one of them's heavily Xbox orientated, and it's as you figured, the Xbox orientated one, it's like, this is the best game, and then the PlayStation one's like, yeah, it's okay. so I mean, it's just funny how it is pretty split along that lines too. But and like I say, I get friends that have Xbox One, and one guy's like raving about it, and another guy's just like, yeah, I've already returned it. So it all depends on what side of the fence you're on. But what else you got going on besides Titanfall?
So GDC is going on now, the Game Developers Conference. And I guess at GDC, Sony revealed that they're making a virtual reality headset.
Well, I know. What do you make of that?
I don't know, because like Oculus Rift is the VR headset that was kickstarted, and it's been showed off at a lot of conferences and a lot of conventions, and people kind of make a big deal about how cool it is. And then Sony comes out with theirs. And it always feels like Sony is never the first one to come out with the cool new peripheral. Xbox did the Kinect, and then Sony did the Move. And then, like, the Wii was a big thing. And so they added, the gyroscope to the PS3 controller. It's like they always are kind of playing second place, and their peripheral stuff never really takes off in any interesting way. So I don't know about this. If only because it's coming from Sony. Because, I mean, you look at what happened with the PlayStation Move. They made a big deal about that one E3, and then, like, they completely forgot about it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the Moves and the Kinect myself. But
yeah, neither am I.
But I gotta say though, that thing that we saw in the video last week when we did the show that Edie sent us was the guy in like almost like on a mini trampoline, and he was running with the virtual headset on, playing a shooter game. Mm-hmm. That looked interesting, but
yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm reluctant to all this crazy new technology because I enjoy sitting on the couch playing my games. It's kind of my downtime. And so if I got to start running to be playing games, I mean, as much fun as I think it would be to play a football game or a hockey game or a shooter game like that, I don't know. I mean, the 3D TV thing didn't catch on. The Kinect, some people like it, but there's a lot of people that really don't. I don't know. I mean, the whole Oculus thing and virtual reality headsets, I think we're still quite a few years away from making that happen. We
could be. I think it looks really cool, and I'm definitely interested in the Oculus Rift. I do want to get one of those because, I don't have a 3D TV, but I kind of want one because I'm one of the rare people who likes seeing stuff in 3D. But yeah, I don't know about this Sony one just because it comes from them. And it's like, okay, that's neat, I guess, but I guess I don't know how much they actually care about it versus how doing it as like a publicity stunt.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, this part of it probably is just getting some headlines. What else you got, Nick? Oh, hey, what's this update with the PS4 I'm looking at here? They're going to upgrade the streaming?
I have no idea. I just saw that there was like an update for PS4. I don't know what it does. But
it's just in time for Infamous Second Son. There's an update. I think it was update 1.62. And it's supposed to increase the, I don't know if it's the frame rate or the I think it was says 720p now when you do some streaming.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I said,
maybe that'll finally fix like my instant record not working properly and my weird always online issue.
It might. Yeah, I know. That's weird that you're always online. It's kind of scary. I did see that.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
Let me see. PS Vita's getting Hulu Plus and Redbox Instant and a few more video apps. I like my Vita, but it's almost like playing games on the iPhone. You got to find the right game to play on the Vita, and it's not a shooter. And quite honestly, if I'm going to watch a movie, I'm going to watch it on my iPad, not my Vita.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I find my Vita's not getting as much use as I thought. I mean, the wife likes to play a couple of puzzle games like that, Treasures of Montezuma, which is actually a free game. She likes to play that. Men's Room Mayhem is still kind of fun to play, but that is really fun. It's like a time management type of game. But aside from that, the Vita doesn't get a heck of a lot of use. It was fun. It was fun for a little bit, but I think I kind of squandered some money away on that one. Just not using it that much.
I just don't get how people can like watch movies on a Vita or an iPhone.
Well,
I mean,
it's
just so small.
Yeah, but sometimes at night, like I go to bed at night and I take either my iPhone or my iPod Touch with me, and I'll be laying in bed and sometimes I'll put on the hockey game and stream the hockey game, or I'll stream something from YouTube, But yeah, I mean, if I'm going to sit and watch a whole movie, usually it's either iPad or on the TV. But sometimes, like I say, you're sitting in bed and you can't sleep, and you just grab the iPhone and just I'm going to watch the end of the hockey game, and that's what you watch it on. So that's how I use it for streaming. No, what else we got here?
So I got a weird one. This is from Polygon.
All right.
Apparently, the PlayStation 4 is going to increase in price $50 in Canada.
Oh, I heard that.
It's going from $400 to $450. And the reason Sony gave is, quote unquote, changes in the market environment. That is weird. Like, I don't think I've ever heard of something like that happening.
Well, it's just weird because Xbox is trying to come down in price, and they're doing everything they can to come down without saying you're coming down, and now Sony bumps it up. Strange.
Indeed. I'd like to know more of why that happened, but I don't think we ever really will.
Speaking of Canada, if you, I don't know, I know you haven't played South Park yet, but anybody's played South Park, have you got to Canada yet in South Park Stick of Truth? Nick, if you play this game, you're gonna love the Canada part of this game.
I've heard people talk about it, like no specifics, but I've just heard people talk about like Canada is really funny.
Yeah, they did a really good job. Like I said, this game they did a great job with, but they really did, and it's all the Canadian stereotypes, like if you go into one house and there's a Rush poster on the wall, and it's so awesome, it's just. And of course, there's a hockey player running around or whatever, but it's your Canadian stereotypes. It really is. So yeah, you got to. I might even go back to Canada later when I'm playing South Park. Go up there and jump back up just to putz around because I haven't got all the Chipokemons yet. There's 30 Chipokemons you got to collect in the game. I haven't got them all. I'm pretty sure there's some in Canada that I haven't got yet.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them. Chipokemon. It's so cool. That game is so cool. All the guys, Shitty walks in there, and hello, Mongolians. All those guys are in there. Jimbo's guns. Oh man, the aliens. Everything's in South Park's in that game. It's so much fun. Let me see what else we got here. So we touched on the virtual reality, the PlayStation update that's supposed to allow for some better streaming. The price increase, Titanfall delayed. What else we got going on here?
The chat is talking about Mark Whitten leaving Xbox.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I kind of don't know who that is.
I think he was the VP. Guess like everybody's leaving Xbox and Sony at the top now. It's really kind of weird. So they have the big splash with the consoles, and we haven't even, was it 1, 2, 3, about 4 or 5 months out, and people are leaving. So would they hang around just to release the console and then they're taking off?
I think so. I mean, it's like, the console launch is a really big project, and you kind of want to see that through to the end. And then once that project ends, it's like, well, it's out. I've done my last big thing. I don't want to start on anything new, so I'm going to go.
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
A good time for someone to leave if they're looking to leave.
Yeah, right after the thing, enjoy the party, the after party, and then time to move on.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Let me see. What else we got going on here? This other thing on GameHounds here. Next-gen consoles may be getting a horror game seen through the eyes of a child.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
There's a lot of these survival horror games coming out now. Well, Dying Light's supposed to come out. Obviously, Outlast is out now. This one here it looks like it's a first-person game, and when you're like a 2-year-old walking around your house, boy, it looks kind of creepy from the video that I saw.
Yeah, I've seen this on Kickstarter a while ago, and I've just been kind of waiting for it to come out. It does look really creepy.
It's
a neat idea.
Yep. Okay, I have probably the biggest news item of them all. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. SimCity's offline mode is rolling out.
Do we care anymore?
Well, you didn't hear the crickets. I know that ship has really sailed, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. Another $60 I wasted. I think I played all of a half hour of that game. I played with one friend of mine when it first came out, and then I played with Edie a little bit. And boy, I don't think I've gone back to that in 8 months. When that came out last spring, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it did come out about a year ago.
Yeah, I got caught up in it, and there was nothing going on the consoles, and Edie got it, and my friend got it. It's like, all right, let's play, because I used to enjoy SimCity, and I didn't enjoy that. Just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for them, putting all the work into making it offline now.
Yeah.
Because they get all the hate when it started and it came out, and it was all online. They got all that hate. They kind of suffered through all that. And now when they finally fix it, it's like, well, now no one cares anymore. It's like, so you fixed it, but you waited so long that it doesn't matter. So, well, like, they don't get any goodwill from fixing it. They kind of missed that boat.
Yeah, no, they did. It's like, no, I mean, I haven't played it. I don't know of anybody that's playing it right now, and maybe not because of the offline mode. They made it real difficult. It's like, to get into a game with each other, it's like, okay, what server? You have to call the other person. What server are you in? Oh, I'm in, U.S. North or U.S. West, and you got to, that was really odd trying to find each other. You can't just, like, click on your friend and go to their game. Or at least that's not how I remember it. But let's see, what people in the chat room saying? Someone says Netflix, and someone else says, yeah, that's really intense. Free, but I think it's best to upgrade since everyone else is killing me. So how do you
talk about Netflix?
Yeah, how do you die in Netflix, Yaga? So
I don't know.
Boy, I tell you, that's a terrible first person shooter guy right there. If you die in Netflix.
You're a really bad gamer.
You're a bad gamer.
The games. That is just an embarrassment.
That's awesome, the Netflix game. Oh, I got killed playing Netflix. That's how bad of a gamer I am. Oh, man. That's so awesome. Some other news here. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Online hits PC April 10th as Ghost Recon Phantoms. I was always a huge Ghost Recon guy, and they come out with Ghost Recon Online, and I was looking at it, but it's just another team deathmatch game, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, and I never did anything with it. It just was like, yeah. I'm just, everything, even, what was that game on the PS4 that was free? The,
Dead Nation?
No, the one that was out on launch day. It was just a team deathmatch game.
Had
like the orange
Blacklight Retribution.
Yeah, Blacklight there. I deleted that already. I think I tried it a few times. It was okay, but it's just another team deathmatch. And it's like those are a dime a dozen. If I want that, I'll go to Battlefield or I'll go to Call of Duty to do that. It's like, why did they come out with just, and it's multiplayer only. And I don't even know if I got to play. I tried to play with friends. I don't even know if I could do that. It just
I remember downloading that and starting it up, and I got into a match with like 2 people. And I played it for a good hour, and it was just always 2 people, maybe 3 would join in. And I was like, I feel bad for the people who made this because there's just no one playing it.
It's all right. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
But again, there's so many other games to play like that.
And when you make it multiplayer only, if you don't have a lot of people playing it, then
no one's going to play it. Yeah,
it's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
Speaking of EA, and SimCity, apparently they're in the running again for the worst company in America.
I don't like when they do that. I mean, worst company. I mean, but how many people are happy with their stuff compared to how many people are not? You know what I mean? It's like they make all these awesome games and they do awesome things, and what do you want them to do? Shut down? So if they never make another game, or if Microsoft never makes another computer, you're going to be happy now because they're the worst company in the world. You know what I mean? It's just, okay, yeah, you had a bad experience with them, but they're so freaking big. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
At the same time, like, I think it's just kind of the general trend that they've taken games, like trying to add in microtransactions everywhere. It just rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Like, I think when people voted for EA, they're not really saying they're the worst company, but they're saying, like, we don't like what you're doing and we want you to change.
Yeah, I know. But I just say, the worst company in the world. It's like, well, if they stop making, if EA stopped making, football games and hockey games and basketball games and Battlefield, we'd all be like, oh, now we got nothing to play.
Yeah.
I don't know. That always just rubbed me the wrong way. It just did. You know, just because someone's unhappy or you had a bad experience, oh, now they're the worst company in the world. Well, you know, you'd miss them if they were gone. That's all I'm saying. What do we got coming up for games? Any idea what's coming up for games this month? I know Strike Suit Zero. I keep talking about that little space shooter game. You should all check that out if you have.
Jaeger in the chat is complaining because I guess Polygon said some bad things about Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
Yes, I was looking to check
out recently.
I was looking to check that out, but I heard it's like 2 hours long.
Yeah, I guess like I've heard it's basically like a demo. And
yeah, yep.
It's like it's an open world, kind of, and there's some stuff to do in the open world, but if you only do the story missions, you can beat it in like 10 minutes.
Really?
That's what I read. I forget where I read that. I gotta find that. It was on Destructoid.
Yeah, because I was looking at getting that, because I've never played any of those, because I don't have PlayStation. So I was kind of looking forward to it, but I think this was supposed to be a prequel setting up the story for the next game that's coming out. But, yeah, I'm not going to spend I think it's $30. I'm not going to spend $30 for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, like, it's... The strangest thing about it is that it's a prologue for the next Metal Gear game that's not even, like, has a release date.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this other Metal Gear game is coming out this year or next year. And, like, that's so far away, no one's going to remember what happened in this game by the time the next game comes out.
Yeah, especially if it's not out this year. If it's next year or the year after, it's going to be like, huh?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kevin Bowl in the chat makes a good point that this is basically the first part of Metal Gear Solid 5 that they took out and made a separate game to cash in on.
Oh.
And that, yeah, I guess it kind of does feel that way.
Yep. Yeah, Eric Cotton in the chat room also has mentioned that, yes, I was about to get that Xbox One's coming out to more countries in September. I think they said it was 20 or 21 countries coming out. So, good news for you in Antarctica. You will be able to get Xbox One.
Is it really coming out in Antarctica?
I don't know. I just said that. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, how many countries are there? If it's already out in like 6 or 7 countries and there's 21 more, I mean, what is it, like 22 countries in the world or something?
Yeah, there's something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I know of. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's all these countries that split up and they, change their name and stuff. But I mean, what? Let's list all the countries. You got the United States and Canada, and Iraq, and Australia. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, you got Japan and UK.
Yep, Japan.
Forget about them.
Yep, and UK.
And Europe's one country. Right?
Yep. And then you got Great Britain and the United Kingdom. Yep. So so there's 2 more. And Norway, our friends in Norway.
That's right. How could we forget?
How could you forget Norway? So we're up to what, 9? And there's probably some down below us in Mexico and South America. So add 2 more, right?
Sure.
3. Let's call it 3. We'll be safe. Call it 3. And then Africa and Asia.
That's just one country.
We'll just combine them into one. Yeah, we'll just call them one.
They're pretty much the same.
And then there's everything up north. Siberia and Antarctica and North Pole and South Pole. We'll combine them into one too because they're probably connected through the middle of the Earth somehow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say if 21 countries are getting Xbox One, the whole world will be covered. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, it's good that they finally have it out worldwide. It took them a while.
It did. And pretty soon it's going to be coming to the moon.
Yeah.
I wonder how Kinect will work on the moon. That'd be kind of funny to see.
We should, just be safe. We should count the moon as another country.
Yeah. But that's going to mean who's going to be the first one to get a console to the moon? It's probably going to be a handheld. It'll probably be like the Wii. What do you think?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it probably would. You know what?
The Wii U, yeah.
I'm sure an iPhone or iPad has already gone to space.
Yeah, but you know something though, Xbox One. I doubt Xbox One will be able to go to the moon. You know why?
Why?
No internet. Oh! Oh, terrible. That was so terrible. Too funny. Oh, well. Well, anything else you want to get to before we wrap things up here? We're kind of running out of gas, and my Mountain Dew's almost gone.
The Diablo 3 auction house, I guess, is finally closing.
Yep, and the
Seems
new
like a good thing. People have been wanting that for a while.
Yeah, Reaper of Souls is coming out very shortly on the PC, and then I'm hoping not soon after on the PS4, so I want to get back to that on the PS4, and I want to play that expansion, the Reaper of Souls.
Yeah, I thought that it was coming out on PS4 around the same time that the expansion launched.
No, it was PC first. Oh man, it really stinks that we got to wait this long because I still go back and play that on the 360 once in a while. In fact, I went back on the 360. I want to say about a month or so ago, just because I hadn't been on the 360 at all since PS4 come out, and I jumped on, and all of a sudden all my friends come on, and they all were playing Diablo 3. So I jumped in their game. I was like, man, it must be Diablo 3 night. It was too funny. Now, did you end up finishing Diablo 3?
No, I didn't get very far in it. I don't think I played it. No, I think I played it once after we did that night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you jumped in late.
Yeah. That's why I've been kind of looking forward to, like, when it comes out on PS4, because that seems like more people would be playing that. Because, when I jumped in, you had beaten it, Edie had beaten it, everyone had beaten it, and it was like, oh, there's no one to play with, and I'm just playing other games. And so it just kind of always fell by the wayside.
Oh, no, that was a good one. That was... See, I'm a big co-op person, so, I mean, that was video game porn for me, was Diablo 3. It really was. And I guess I was watching some videos of... oh, man. Hell... Oh, what was it called? Oh, man, there was a game coming out. It's another 4-player co-op. It's not Evolved. It was, oh, boy. I forget what it's called. It was about people, you fall down to the planet, and then the four of you go off.
Oh, like Hell Jumpers?
Yeah, something like that.
Is that it? I know I saw a video of that.
Yeah, and it was on IGN, had a video of them playing. IGN had it. And they were playing the game, and I was like, oh, this is very Diablo-esque.
Helldivers.
Helldivers, yes. Yeah, it was very Diablo-esque. I was like, oh, pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool because you could call in supplies and they would drop, but you had to watch out because if the supplies fell on you, they would crush you. Yeah,
so they were trying to play. It was the people from IGN were playing with the developers, and they were all dying right away. It was kind of funny, but I was like, this could be a fun little game to play.
Yeah.
They're coming out. This is a very interesting year because they have a lot of horror survival games coming out, and they have a lot of these 4-player co-op games coming out. So all that stuff's right up my alley, so I'm pretty excited about all that.
It's the year of goalie games.
It is. It could be the year of goalie games. Yes, Helldivers in the chat room. Yep, thank you. Kevin Boweir says he wants us to say something bad about Edie. Because they say Edie doesn't listen to the show. So they want us to talk behind her back knowing that she's never going to hear. But the problem is that I know there's people in this chat room that'll squeal on us.
That's true.
The snitches.
She doesn't have to listen.
No, she doesn't have to listen because they'll say, oh, tune in around the 54-minute mark, and the snitches will tell her what to listen to.
Well, you know what? We got to find out who it is because snitches get stitches.
That's right, because they're bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
We will find you.
We will. All right, we're going to wrap this up because I want to go play something. I'm running out of steam here. My voice is tired now. Here we go.
You ran out of Mountain Dew. Ran out of fuel.
All right, so we have this really corny fade-out music. Oh, my gosh. I don't know what this is. It sounds like Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart. That's what it sounds like.
Is that what it usually is?
Yeah, whatever this bass thing at the end, it sounds like, what was that band? Was it called World Party or something like that? I don't know. It was back in the 90s. There's some crazy video that come out, and it's called Groove is in the Heart. But anyway, that's, but this song, we need some better music than this. Anyway. All right, so this has been the Game Hounds, kind of a special Happy Endings Boys Night Out. Edie Sellers was away on assignment. Holy Goalie and Nick DiNicola trying to nail the fort down and talk about what we've been playing, what's coming up for games, get you some news, and interact with the chat room. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. Kind of a short episode today, just 1 hour.
Yeah.
Instead of our usual 88 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's like, I played Dark Souls. There's not much I can talk about Dark Souls other than to say I've been playing Dark Souls.
Yeah, I've been playing South Park, and that's about all I've been playing. And but that 88-minute mark, that's when we really get kind of funky in the whole bit. Isn't that the speed you had to get up to go Back to the Future?
Yeah, it is. 88 miles per hour.
I'm just saying. If you want to find us more, go to our websites, gamehounds.net. Our email, gamehounds@gmail.com. On Facebook, get over there on Facebook. Lots of good things happening on Facebook. Piss Boy putting up news stories left and right. It is facebook.com/thegamehounds. On Twitter, it's Gamehounds or Gamer Goalie. Either way. And we got a text line. You can send us a text. 304-300-9889. Nick, any final thoughts?
No, I'm out of thoughts. I've had all my thinking for today.
All right. So we'll see everybody next Wednesday. Oh, and I was talking to Edie about trying to figure out how we're going to do the shows now, because we're doing we record first and then we go live second. It's kind of backwards because the whole Happy Endings have kind of taken on a life of its own. So do stay tuned for any positive changes coming up in our broadcast schedule.